I'm Chef Mike Moses and welcome to my kitchen. By request, we are going to do a really nice treat. We're going to make orange chicken, just like you would buy at a restaurant somewhere, but you can make it at home real easy. And I've got all the details coming up. Orange chicken, something you would order at a takeout, but we're going to do it at home. And we're going to use cornstarch to make our chicken nice and crispy when we deep fry it in the wok. Now, here's the ingredients that you're going to need. So we're going to need 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3/4 a cup of orange juice. We are going to use the zest of 1 orange, 1 tablespoon of grapeseed oil, 2 tablespoons of minced ginger root, 2 teaspoons of garlic minced, 1/2 cup of chopped green onions, 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and to make our glaze, we're going to use 1/2 cup of orange juice and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. For the chicken, you want 2 pounds of chicken cut up into bite-sized pieces. You want 2 eggs to make an egg wash, and you want cornstarch to coat the chicken, and then we'll use some vegetable oil in our wok to deep fry it. Okay, let's get started. First with our chicken. When you're getting your chicken, you can buy it in breast and you can cut the breasts up. One thing you're going to have to watch out for though, there is a part called the chicken tender, and it's got a tendon in it. And this tendon, when you cut it up, is not very edible. So what we're going to do is actually cut it out. And there, the tendon is out. And now this chicken is ready to be cut into bite-sized pieces. So I'm cutting up the chicken, and this is chicken that I got on sale. They actually had it pre-cut, ready to go. Look at that, I found a tendon. You never know, these things sneak up on you. So as I was saying, I got the chicken on sale, and it was already cut up, and I thought, make sure that my chicken is good and ready to go. I would say we are done with the chicken. So I've got my chicken cut up, and now we're going to get our ginger. And the easiest way to peel off the outer skin is to just take a spoon and run it up along the side. That way you won't lose any of your ginger. Okay, so I need 2 tablespoons of minced ginger. Grab your zester and just start zesting. You're probably saying to yourself, where's the ginger? There it is. All sticks in the bottom. Okay, so I have just about 2 tablespoons of minced grated ginger. I'm going to keep this handy because now I have to do garlic. I want 2 teaspoons of that. Cut off the end and peel off the outer skin. 2 good cloves of garlic is about 1 teaspoon. Give it a good chop first before we crush it up. Remember the trick I showed you about adding just a little bit of kosher salt to it, and then you start crushing. That is about 1 teaspoon of crushed garlic. Now I need the zest of 1 orange. The zester. This one's got a bigger tooth in it. And I'm not swearing, but I want you to get down to the white. That's called the pith. So don't get pithy at me. What we get out of the zest of the orange is all the essential oils, all the orange oils, all that great orange flavor. If you get into the pith, the white gets kind of bitter. Nice fine zest. Okay, our mise en place almost ready to go. Now once 1/2 cup of green onions. What we're going to do with the extra green onion, that'll be garnish. I don't know if you remember the recipe I did a little while ago. I cut up the green onion. Did a great job cutting it up. Just never used it. Forgot all about it. So these are the first leaves, and these are the ones that usually go dark first. Also, they're the toughest. They're the toughest. So I'll line up all my onions up top and now tail, and we'll just start chopping up our green onions. Keeping your fingers out of the way and moving them back as you go along, just to guide your knife. Our green onions. We need half a cup, which is about that much, and the rest we'll use as a garnish. And we're going to dredge our chicken and do it in the cornstarch. But what I want to do is have a place to set the chicken so the cornstarch can fall off. So I'll get a grate. I'll put down some paper towel, put the grate on it, and then I'll get my little workstation set up, and I'll go plunk, 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 plunk. Sound like a plan? Good. First of all, we need a couple of eggs. And we'll just whip these up, make sure everything is good. Trick to this too is to add a dash of grapeseed oil to your eggs, like even a quarter of a teaspoon. And of course, I have my big vat of cornstarch. You want to season up your cornstarch, some salt, some pepper, a little bit of salt on your chicken pieces. All right, so since this is going to be a wet, dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, usually means buildup of cornstarch on my fingers, so I always put gloves on. That way I don't have to spend 3 hours getting cornstarch out of my fingernails. All right, first thing we do, we take probably 4 or 5 pieces of chicken, dip them in the egg, bring them out, plop them in the cornstarch, drop them in the cornstarch gently, or it will explode on you just like it did there. I'm covered up, and put them on the tray just to harden up a little. Okay, now we're going to put in probably about, into our wok, just about an inch of cooking oil. You want to let that come up to temperature. We want it at 375 degrees. That's where your InstaRead thermometer comes in, or your infrared thermometer. Anyhow, when we get close to 375 degrees, then we know we're ready to fry our chicken. I think the temperature is up, 375, right on the nose. That means we've got to fry our chicken. And we don't want to fry it all at once. We want to do little batches, probably 5 or 6 pieces at a time, so that way our temperature doesn't fall too fast and our chicken doesn't get greasy. So what we're going to do is put in probably about 6 or 7 pieces. Remember, in the oil, away from you. Just want to be careful not to overcrowd the pan. One more piece should. These are going to go for anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes aside to get nice and crispy. There's that sound we love to hear. And I also have a tray out with paper towel under it so that it can dry. And once the chicken has dried, then I'll move it to a bowl so I can add it into the sauce when we get that made. So if you're thinking of deep frying chicken, especially with cornstarch, you don't need a big deep fryer. Just like I said, just about an inch, which is probably 2 cups in this wok, and you should be good to go. Turn your back on the oil, and always keep an eye on your temperatures. That one's actually a little hot, so I'll turn it down a little. And have a safe place to discard your oil when you're done, because it's going to be full of cornstarch, and it is not going to be very appetizing. Okay, a couple of minutes have passed, so we're going to flip them over. When you see the golden brown start to happen, things happen really quick. These will get very crispy. It's a little white, but it won't take long. It'll take about 1 more minute. Okay, so as you can see, They're nice and golden brown now. We'll take those out and put them on the tray. Okay, that's one batch done. On to the other batches. Okay, our chicken is all cooked, and what we're going to do now is clean up the wok so we can make the orange sauce. And don't need to worry about your chicken getting cold because you'll be putting it back in the hot orange sauce. We're going to heat our pan up again, our wok, clean that out. We want to bring that up again to high. And I want to add about a tablespoon of grapeseed oil. The question was asked, why didn't I use grapeseed oil to deep fry the chicken? Stuff's expensive. Has a high smoke point as well, but it is expensive. So once again, we let our pan come up to temperature. You can tell because the shimmer on the oil, it'll start to shimmer and talk to you. So what we're making is a sauce, so we're not doing a lot of cooking, but we have to cook the ginger, the garlic, and the onions just to take out the rawness of those. So I'll add a half a cup of green onions. I will add my I'll add my ginger, which is 2 tablespoons of very nicely crushed ginger, and my single teaspoon of garlic. I just want to saute this around for a little bit, probably about a minute and a half to get the aromatics. One thing this recipe does call for, and I don't use a lot of, is chili flakes. So if you like chili flakes and you like the heat, you can add a teaspoon of chili flakes. So as you can tell and smell, well, you can't smell, but I can. The ginger is cooking up and the garlic is. Another couple of seconds here. And we'll start building the sauce. Our next addition is the orange juice. And while that comes up to a boil, let's get our cornstarch and our orange juice going. Usually it's cornstarch in water, but this is an orange chicken. What I want to do is put my cornstarch in here. And then mix it up. You want to mix it up until all the cornstarch is dissolved. The fork will do that, and as you can see, the cornstarch is dissolved. That's our thickening agent. All right, we're almost to a boil. We're going to add our soy sauce, our brown sugar, the orange zest, the zest of a single orange, rice wine vinegar, and some sesame oil, just to give it that extra little oomph. I want this to come up to a boil because when I add my cornstarch doesn't thicken anything until it's boiling. All right, we're boiling, and now we're just going to stir the cornstarch one more time and add it to our mixture. We'll stir this around until you see it start to thicken up. Once it starts to thicken up, then we're going to add the chicken, because you want every piece of chicken to have some of this gorgeous orange flavor on it. Now I'm going to reduce my heat, and I'm going to add my chicken. Get all that coated. Sauce is nice and thick. There's our orange chicken. Now, I'm gonna make some jasmine rice and we'll put this on a plate for you. Okay, the jasmine rice is done. I think what I'll do is I'll put some in a little bowl, make it a nice presentation. So fill the bowl, keeping my fingers crossed that it comes out in a bowl shape. Ta-da! With a spoon, we shall take our orange chicken, place it on the top and around. Three slices of oranges for good luck on the top. and some green onions to sprinkle around. The orange chicken. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And I post videos like this every week, so please subscribe. Also, if you'd like more information, head over to my blog, thepersonalchef.blog, where I post this recipe that you can print off. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to helping you cook better, eat healthier, and shop smarter.